test. Did you know 90% of men over 40 will never get lean? Now, here's the thing. It's not just because you're 40, but there's a lot of factors at play that are completely different now. A lot of those are hormone based, but there are 5 different things specifically that we're about to talk about that if you ever have any hopes at all of getting lean, you got to make sure you're focusing on these. Now, here's the thing. Once you hit 30, man, your testosterone numbers typically start to decline by 1% per year. All right, which is crazy to think about, especially if you're somebody like me who's 50 or someone that's even 60 or 70. That means there's been a lot of decline over the years. Now, here's the thing. That's not typically, you don't get that decline because you chronologically turn 30 years old. It's a lot of the factors that happen once you do get 30. Typically, life gets in the way. You start living life, raising families, building a career. You get less active. It's all of those things that typically lead to that decline. All right. And as that declines, you accumulate a lot of body fat, typically belly fat or man boobs. So that makes things even worse and you lose strength. So you get what I'm talking about. There's a lot of things that start happening at that point in your life. Now, the first thing you want to do is do things to start picking that testosterone back up. Number one thing you can do is increase your resistance training. If you're not doing resistance training now, you got to get started, man. Resistance training 4 days per week, but focus on compound movements, and you do need to lift a little bit heavy weight. Now, when I say heavy, I don't mean maxing out as heavy as you can, 5 to 7 reps, but you want to push weight within the 8 to 12 rep range, and you want to focus on those compound exercises like I mentioned, some type of squat. It can be a goblet squat, a front squat, a dumbbell squat, any type of squat movement, a bench press movement, a shoulder press movement, a back row, a pull down, deadlifts. All of those are great choices to help boost those test numbers up. The other benefit of doing that, as the test goes up from those numbers, each of those exercises also helps boost your metabolism. So you're going to be burning some of that unwanted body fat. The next thing you really want to focus on, man, is you want to get that quality sleep, 7 to 9 hours of deep REM sleep. That's going to help you maximize those test levels as well. Also, incorporate good healthy fats. You want to get your avocados, your eggs, and when I'm talking eggs, I'm talking egg yolks, olives, good healthy fats to help get that cholesterol high, and not extremely high, but cholesterol is a precursor to testosterone production. So you do want to get a little bit of cholesterol in there and not completely eliminate that. The next thing you can do, eliminate sugars and alcohol. All right, I just hit on a touchy subject, alcohol. Everyone knows, hey, cut out the sugars, but when it comes to alcohol, it's a hot topic. Well, you can still drink your alcohol in moderation, but personally, I don't drink, no need to drink. But if you have to have your alcohol, just really do it, in small amounts, not every day, preferably in moderation, because that will have a hit on your testosterone numbers. So just keep that in mind. All right, so we've talked about testosterone. The next thing, man, is high cortisol. High cortisol is going to make it impossible for you to lose that belly fat. Typically, cortisol is raised because it's a stress hormone. As you get stressed, which typically a lot of men are stressed in today's society, fast-paced society, man, high anxiety, depression rates are at all-time highs. So that means stress levels are really high. Stress because of jobs, families, whatever it is you're going through, the economy, man. So you want to do things to combat the cortisol. That's going to make a massive difference. Sleep, we've already touched on, but that is going to be crucial even for this. You do want to manage stress as well. You can do more daily walks, deep breathing techniques, devotional. That's what I do. I do a lot of prayer and stuff like that. The other thing that you may not be thinking about, because if your mindset is on getting a lot of body fat off, you may be doing a lot of cardio. Well, overdoing cardio, if you're doing cardio, either high intensity daily, moderate intensity daily, then you're doing too much cardio, which is going to elevate your cortisol levels. And I apologize for the sound. I'm dealing with some kind of stuffiness going on. But yeah, so those are going to be key. Minimize the cardio. You still want to do some cardio because obviously you're trying to burn some body fat. But low intensity, steady state cardio right after a workout is perfect. If you want to do high intensity cardio, that's great as well, but 1 to 3 times at most per week. You don't want to overdo the cardio because that will get those cortisol levels high. Another thing you're dealing with, man, is just a slower metabolism. You know, you're older, metabolism's coming down, but most of that has to do with everything we've just talked about. Test levels are down, which means you got less muscle mass. Less muscle on your body, the slower the metabolism. More body fat on your body, the slower the metabolism. You get it? So everything that we're talking about, these individual components are actually linked together. As you work on one, it's going to improve each of these other things. All right, so those are going to be key, man. But when it comes to metabolism, again, sleep. Sleep, you're going to notice, is paramount to each of these. Focus on that good sleep. Also, to stimulate it, you can get into those high intensity interval training sessions 1 to 3 times a week. Like I said, that's going to help boost that metabolism. And then your resistance training, those sessions, don't sit around and do marathon sessions. When I'm talking about resistance training, 30 to 45 minutes at most, hit it with intensity. That's going to stimulate that metabolism as well. And then another reason, man, when you get older, that recovery isn't the same as it used to be. It can be central nervous system recovery. There's a lot of wear and tear on your joints. So if you're doing the same workouts you've always done, then your body may not be recovering from workout to workout, which can lead to overtraining. So one thing you can focus on is doing that low intensity, steady state, active recovery style of cardio. Do that daily, man. That's going to help with some blood flow, and it's going to help with that active recovery. Also, foam rolling. If you don't do foam rolling and you're just constantly sore and it's hard for you to work out, then try doing some foam rolling and then warm up properly. Just do some mobility work. Again, we're talking about some of this recovery. You also want to do some dynamic stretching. Not, you don't really need to do a lot of static stretching, which is holding elongated stretches, but more dynamic stretching. That's going to make a massive difference in how you're doing. And then just make sure you're being smart with your workouts. You've got to structure days off, from body part to body part, from week to week. Just make sure you're getting rest between body part training and things like that. So just make sure you're following a smart, strategic plan. All right, if you do that, you're going to notice a big difference. Now, here's the thing. If you need help with any of this at all, man, just comment help. I would love to help you out. I've got my coaching program. I've got other programs. I've got free guides. I've got all kinds of things to help you guys out with, man. Also, if you're not already following this channel, I would love for you to follow this channel and then leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about it. If you have any other questions, leave me a comment as well. I love reading the comments, and I look forward to reading those. That way I can find out exactly what you think of my videos. Also, if there's other things that you need help with, leave that in the comments. That gives me ideas of things I can start to record going forward. But thanks again, man, for watching my video. And as always, get busy, get after it, and God bless.